May our knowledge, may our relationship with Christ be something that is authentically personal, sustained and intense, so that I can truly say Jesus is not only my Savior, but He is my friend. "24th Sunday of the Ordinary Time." The Gospel from Mark chapter 8, verses 27 to 35. Jesus at Caesarea Philippi, when he reached that village, he asked his disciple what the others say about him. And then further on, he asked them, "Who do you say that I am?" This is the crux of this passage. Who is Jesus for me? It is said that the great essayist, British essayist of the 19th century, Charles Lamb, is the one who really made Shakespeare much more known to the rest of the world after he had been forgotten for a while. Of course, Shakespeare is a widely world-known playwright, and there is hardly anyone who hasn't heard about it. There was a discussion when Lamb was present in a group of educated and learned men about who would be the greatest literary figure in the world. In their discussion, two names emerged from their discussion. One, Jesus of Nazareth, and William Shakespeare. And there was a heated discussion as to why one would be great or one would be less great. Finally, Charles Lamb himself concluded the discussion saying, "If William Shakespeare were to enter this hall where we are seated and discussing, we would probably all get up and greet him and pay our respects to him. And what would be our way of showing respect or veneration to Jesus of Nazareth? We would all fall down and worship him." Well, this is the difference between William Shakespeare and Jesus of Nazareth. William Shakespeare, as great as he might be, like so many other great men in our history, he is a mere human being, whereas Jesus of Nazareth goes beyond and above every human being because he is the Messiah. As Shakespeare later says in one of his plays, "We are all but fools strutting on the stage for a brief time and exiting. Yes, we play our distinct roles, doing whatever we think are our great accomplishments. But in the span of the history of mankind, what we do are just mere foibles." Here comes who Jesus is for me. Jesus is God's Son. Jesus can be known as a prophet. He can be known as a teacher. He can be known as a great visionary. But as someone said, one of the best way I see Jesus personally is as a friend. What is my personal knowledge and relationship with Jesus? Here comes the very essence of who Jesus is for me. I have met many men and women, holy and great, and one of the meetings that has really made me greatly edified and made me full of admiration was the meeting of Mother Teresa of Calcutta. And thank God I had the grace to meet her several times. In one of the meetings where she was welcomed in a religious house in Rome, I remember very distinctly this humble little figure of Mother Teresa enters the house, goes directly to the chapel, kneels on the floor, profoundly making an act of adoration to Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament, and staying for a brief moment or two in profound silence. And then she comes out and meets the rest of the people. And I have often heard that in spite or with all her love for the poor and the destitute of the world, her love, her personal love of Jesus was something very, very distinctive. It is all for him. She used to tell her sisters, whenever they would encounter some difficulties or troubles, she would say, it is all for him. And to be a real friend and disciple of Jesus, Jesus clarifies the conditions. Take up the cross daily, deny oneself, and follow him. If you and I perhaps do not have an intimate and personal experience of Christ, probably one of these conditions is missing. Am I willing to sacrifice? Am I really give up everything, hand over everything to him, even when the challenges that we face seem to be so big? And if our love for him is truly personal, in our commitment as Christians is really a daily engagement, then I'm sure we will not shirk from carrying out our responsibilities, our Christian commitment, no matter how difficult or challenging it may look to be. May our knowledge, may our relationship with Christ be something that is authentically personal, sustained and intense, so that I can truly say Jesus is not only my Savior, but he is my friend.